Good afternoon, everybody. We're just waiting for everybody to join us for this afternoon's webinar on our Edge Innovation's latest challenge. So I think we're ready to go. If we can move on to the next slide. So I'm Carol Bell, terrible picture of me, but I work as the creative sector cluster lead for Edge Innovation, and I'm going to take you through the first part of the webinar this afternoon to talk about the challenge that we've developed in partnership with Darlington Council. There'll be an opportunity for Q&A at the end. If you can keep your mics on silent, so we can not have any sort of interference. Next slide, please. So a little bit about Edge Innovation. So we're a small Northeast-based consultancy that works regionally, nationally, and now also internationally. We work in partnership with lots of SMEs across the Northeastern Tees Valley, university, local government, and NHS trusts. And our aim is around encouraging those organisations to think about innovation as a key driver in relation to developing their particular sectoral expertise. Next slide. Next slide, Ellie. Thanks. So our approach, we take an open approach to innovation, working collaboration with others to develop new ideas and products and services that look at developing sort of mutual benefit for all. Our focus is very much around human-centered design. So we put people at the heart of everything that we do and believe in. And also we take a strategic approach in relation to our approach to innovation, looking at minimizing waste, but also experimenting to fail fast and cheap. And I always use the sort of thinking in terms of looking at not seeing things as failures, but looking at how we continually move on and evolve in our ideas and work practice. Next slide, please. So a bit about the context to this work. The Tees Valley Innovation project is part of a suite of business support activity, which is funded through Shared Prosperity, the Shared Prosperity Fund by Tees Valley Combined Authority. And you can see on the slide there, priorities are around using this business support to enable SMEs to secure further investment, to create new jobs, and help to collectively transform Tees Valley and, you know, look at it being an area that moves on and in the future begins to prosper and thrive. Next slide, please. And this is a bit more of a detail. Oh, sorry. Jump back. A bit more detailed about the UK SPF programme. It's £13 million of investment and it runs until March the 31st. It's working across a range of innovations. But one of the things that Tees Valley Combined Authority has done is looked at making sure that the business support offer is connected so that we're not duplicating but complementing each other. So a lot of the program that we do, we also signpost and work in partnership with other business support initiatives across the area. Next slide, please. So what is the Tees Valley Innovation Challenge? And as I said at the beginning, Edge's sort of USP is very much about encouraging SMEs to look at innovation as a way to grow their business. And what we want to do is to work with SMEs in a range of different ways to help them strengthen their innovation maturity and look at developing new ideas, new products, so they can move their business forward and contribute to the wider objectives that the combined authority are looking to do in relation to strengthening the whole economic and social perspective for the area. Could we move on to the next slide? So how we do this is we provide a range of tailored business support. We run design innovation thinking training, and we also support businesses to develop solutions to divine challenges. So this is what the focus of this particular webinar is today. So the challenge, the concept behind the challenge is that a large SME or a large business has a particular problem or focus that it wants to address. And often we find that solutions exist within small organisations who have innovative and creative ideas, but one of the challenges is connecting those two organisations together. So with this programme, we're actually running 10 challenges across a range of themes, and we're also giving support to the businesses that we select to go forward for those challenges with a total sum of 130,000. And in addition to that, we're also offering expert advice and support. Next slide, please. So this is a summary. So the innovation challenges are the focus of today's conversation. We offer one-to-one support. We also offer innovation training. So those events are happening in particular days. So again, if you're interested in some focused innovation training, sign up on our website and we'll send you out details of any up and coming events. And then finally in March, we will have an innovation showcase where we will be profiling some of the amazing businesses that we've worked with across this 12 months and also have some keynote speakers. Next slide, please, Ellie. So the innovation challenge in a nutshell is, as I explained, the idea that businesses respond to the challenges of a large organisation. We're running 10 challenges. There's grant funding to support the idea of a selected number of businesses that we want to that we will choose to explore the development further. They then put those solutions into practice and then pitch. We'll select a final challenge holder. That challenge holder will receive £10,000 and then they will go and develop the idea further. And we hope that that new concept will continue to work with the SME that they're partnering in, but also there will be opportunities for them to market that idea to other partners and organisations. These are the challenge themes we're working on. So digital healthcare, net zero, social enterprise, transport and logistics, professional services, and the creative industries. And this is a illustration of how it works. So across the themes, we have 10 challenges. We're looking to work with 30 SMEs initially. Each of those will be awarded £1,000 to develop their ideas. 10 SMEs will be shortlisted. Each of those 10 SMEs will receive £10,000, and then they continue to develop the partnership with the challenge holders. Now, this is the thing that you'll be particularly interested in to hear more about the particular challenge that we want to talk to. What we've been talking to Darlington Council about. So I'll hand over the mic to Alex Nicholson from Darlington Council, and she can take you through the specifics of the work that they're involved in and the areas that they're particularly interested in working with SMEs and to develop new concepts and services.
Hi everybody, thank you for having me. I'm from the Town Centre Partnership and Events team in Darlington, and when we saw this challenge, the Innovation Challenge, we approached Carol's team and explained that we're not actually an SME, but we are actually a Tees Valley location. So we actually have quite a lot of retailers, offices, residential people living in our town centre. So we wanted to raise a challenge to a local Tees Valley business to see if they can come up with a new project, idea, vision that could be implemented in Darlington to change people's perceptions of the town and get some more people visiting the town. So it's a bit of a curveball, but we thought it was a good challenge that a business might have some radical idea to come up with some sort of activity, promotional activity, event, something totally different to what we do normally, looking at it from a different person's perspective, and come up with an idea and a vision to facilitate in Darlington to make it more attractive place for people to visit. Obviously, we could do all sorts of things with thousands and thousands of pounds, but realistically, our budgets are exceptionally tight. Um, so it's a challenge for somebody to come up with a visionary idea to come and utilise Darlington to put that idea out there. It might be something that's a one off in Darlington, or it might be something that's a concept that could then be rolled out through all our networks to the Association of Town Centre Managers as something that other towns might take on board to use in other places around the country. I think that's everything, isn't it, Carol? Have I missed anything out?
No, I mean, I think that's great. I mean, I think one of we've had lots of conversations with Darlington Council, and I think they do amazing work. But I think we all recognise that town centres are facing significant challenges in relation to decline of footfall. People are, especially at this time of year, probably more inclined to do online shopping.
Yeah.
And the sort of nub of this is to look at innovative ideas, building on the great work that Alex and her colleagues already do, to look at opportunities to increase footfall in the town centre.
And yeah, we do back-to-back events through the summer season. We've got a big stage up, so we do lots of activities to welcome people into town. They're all free events, and that theory is that people come and enjoy being in Darlington. They'll want to revisit, and there'll be some secondary spend when they are here as well. So lots of our events are based in the market square, but we've also programmed a lot that are moving around the town. So last weekend we had a Wicked Trail. Earlier in the summer we had a rhythm and blues event, so we have musicians and bands in different venues. So we're always open to ideas and looking at new things to do, just to make it a vibrant town so people want to come to Darlington. Everyone that works here seems to like here, so we just want to give it a bit of a boost, really.
Next slide. Do you want to talk a bit about some of the points from the council's perspective?
Yeah, so obviously the events that we and activities we do in Darlington are to attract all ages. We've got a nice accessible place. We have good platforms through Love Darlow, Tees Valley Combined Authority and the council to spread the news and the word. So we've got options to get press coverage out there. We don't have any budget on top of what's part of this challenge fund. So it's like a one-off idea and a project with the option that once it works really well here, we can then publicize it so other people might tie into that. I mean, if it is amazing, we might need to readdress our budgets and see if we can continue. But at the minute, we're looking at big cuts in our department anyway. So further spending isn't something that we've got the option for at the moment.
So
Um,
I think you're right that cost implications and
mhm,
resource constraints will be one of the key factors. But
yes,
if it is something amazing, then there's always all the opportunities to be open for discussion.
yes.
Um, And I think one of the other things that we talked about was, in terms of this challenge, to make sure that there's an opportunity to um, ensure that whatever concept comes up, that stakeholders are fully engaged in this,
Yeah.
and have the opportunity to get involved. So, that will include sort of retailers, residents,
Yes.
other stakeholders.
And we've got good communications with the majority of our town centre businesses, so we can get information out to people fast. We're in the middle of commissioning a KC report, which is imminently going to land on my desk this week, hopefully. So we'll have quite a lot of demographic and catchment area data that will be available for the challenger to utilise as well. So we've got lots of information arriving in the next week that will be probably quite valuable information.
Can we move on to the next slide, please, Ellie?
Yeah, and obviously footfall, although footfall actually is the last 4 months has actually been higher than the last year, we're still not back to pre-COVID levels. So the way people shop and visit towns has totally changed. So people come for experiences, and also if they come more purposefully. So they'll come and they'll shop for specific things. We also have a little issue that the council have just announced that they're going to be putting the parking charges up a little bit more. Um, but otherwise, it's a nice town. It's clean, friendly, welcoming. We've got a lot of independent retailers. If you put all of our independent retailers into one street, we'd have a very long street. So they are a little bit in pockets around the town centre. So it's getting people to explore those spaces as well and realise what a big offering the town centre has for people when they're coming shopping and eating and enjoying themselves in the town centre.
So the challenge process. I don't know if you want to say a few more words on that, Alex. But these are the areas that we sort of identified in terms of the SMEs sort of coming up with some solutions that could help to
Yeah.
improve insights. But as Alex said, there's already a lot of data, so it might be about how you use that. The key thing is also about changing perception, particularly around national retail brands, because I
Yeah.
think that was something that you talked about having a particular struggle with. And obviously, one of the assets is if you've got a large percentage of independent retailers. Coordination, so something that might help to improve coordination and efforts and coordinate efforts amongst stakeholders and helping to boost an overall
Yeah.
footfall. Sorry, I can't speak. And ultimately providing a structure and a roadmap for growth within the
Mhm.
town centre.
Yeah. We're looking for something that's an actual action rather than a strategy. So we don't just want a list of things to do. We actually want something to actually happen, if that makes sense. Because we're quite good at having strategies given to us, but we need actually something to occur and make a difference.
So something to test,
Yeah.
something practical to test
Yeah.
the market.
Yeah.
So this slide kind of outlines what the council is hoping to achieve through this challenge. So obviously improving the town's reputation, visibility and appeal, to further develop the already existing varied retail and wider business offer. To stay competitive. So obviously, we're all aware of the challenges that town centres face, and also to think about having something that also might incentivise private landlords to think about
Mhm.
improving their own facilities and live workspaces within the area. So I think, as Alex has already said, the solution is intended not to repeat existing promotions and the events organised by the council. So, but it is about taking stock about what they do and building on them. Incur ongoing costs once the solution is developed. So as being as cost effective as possible. But that said, if you come up with something amazing, there may be opportunities. Be heavily oriented towards digital solutions, and focus solely on data analysis. I do apologise if my dog is barking in the background. Someone's just rang the doorbell. And your solution should enhance the council's efforts. Within this challenge, what we want to do is allocate at least 50% of the awarded funding to implementing the solution, so a bit of cash towards testing it out. And one of the things I think that you would be working with Alex on would be to ensure that the developed solution is communicated to all stakeholders within the town centre. But you've already, Alex, as you said, got a good communication process for that. For it to be of benefit to retail businesses of all sizes. So your solution could be a pilot concept, which could provide a model that can be applied, both to continue, but also to other areas facing similar challenges. And also involve new approved approaches to engaging and retaining and using existing assets and channels. Next slide, please. So here are some key dates. The application deadline, and we don't need chapter and verse. So this is to get your initial ideas. So a side of A4 would be fine, to give some ideas of, you know, your background, where the idea has come from, and what you would use the initial £1,000 to develop further. So that needs to come to us by the 12th of December by 5 p.m. We will look at the proposals and select some of those on the 13th of December. We'll notify everybody the following week. And then the second phase pitch for the £10,000 will be sometime in January. We haven't fixed a date for that. We will do that probably when we meet on the 13th, so we'll notify everybody. One of the things we also like to do is arrange a site visit. So probably it's probably unlikely to be before Christmas, but in early January, we'll invite the selected businesses to meet up with us, have a wander around the town centre and a chat about some of the activities. It is quite a tight turnaround. That's the unfortunate thing with government funding. So the initial phase of this project and pilot will need to be complete by the 31st of March.